Welcome back, Pirates. Today I would like to talk to you all about the 10 things I would like to see implemented into the game. These are my personal opinions and thoughts. Let's get right into it. The first thing I'd like to add into the game is the ability to swap hero ship parts. I think you should be able to go into your ships, have a button to swap out a layout of that ship. Either it's, swapping out the parts, swapping out the heroes. I hate going into like a squad raid and then realizing I have to, maybe I don't want a tanky hero like Magnus in there. I want to put Django in there for more rage. I know like there's like Wanda and everything in the other seasons. Just things that make our lives a little bit easier when we're trying to do PvE events and PvP. Just to be able to swap between different layouts for different ships setups. So that's the first thing I like to see implemented. The second thing I would like to see implemented into the game are the old ship parts back into the game. I believe that the old ship parts were 100 times better. The random stats made things interesting when you actually hunted Krakens and Sea Serpents. Now you're just getting these generic, already predetermined bonuses on the gear. It takes a lot of creativity away, strategy, and just makes your ships overall terrible. Right now, like I don't use it I don't even use a single new gear. So I still use my level 18s just because they have better stats of what I'm looking for my ship. So I would like to see that be implemented back into it with higher level ship parts. The third thing I'd like to see implemented into the game are more events, such as allow gangs to maybe attack like an island. Like let's use this example right here of this island. Let's say this island, if every 5 days, whoever owns this island will be able to have a 5% attack buff or 10% increase in sailing speed. Just something to keep people logged into the game and interested instead of taking a port, taking a couple centuries, and then logging out because they're just auto trading the rest of the time, and then only logging in to do their dailies until the next port comes up. Another thing, world bosses such as bigger Krakens or Sea Serpents or a ghost ship, that each little starting, like say in the starting area you'll have a level 1 monster and then a level 2 monster in like the second region where it'll create conflicts. I think you should have to build out sentries to them and then be touching them to be able to attack them. And then let's say that pops up when the region opens up, and then whoever gets there first can either unlock, first take rewards or frame, and you can make them harder. So like the first week they might be like a normal, and then the next week they could be like a harder difficulty you can try. Just things to keep people logged in the game. I don't think it's a bad idea. The fourth thing I'd like to see added into the game would be allow us for these gates. They're pretty pointless to take right now, but if you allow us to lock them, so people would have to try to take them over from gangs, would I think create a lot more strategy to what gates people are taking instead of right now. Like my gang has 3 gates, and it was just towards the middle. So the 3 gates we have the Burning King, we have Cliff Castle, and Terror Gorge, and we could enter either way. But so right now we're trying to keep AUA out, and we can't lock it, so we can't fully keep them out. We just have to keep pushing them back every time they try to attempt it. And it would be, allow us to, garrison up there, defend it. The fifth thing I'd like to add into the game is additional on the PvP concept. Allow people to upgrade the sentries that you take over. Either allow them to be upgraded for more health, allow them to maybe attack when an enemy's close. That would create, a little bit harder to just take a port from somebody. Because it's only protected for 30 minutes after you take it, so someone could just come in and take it anyways. Maybe build mines or barricades around where the enemy has to clear them out, or you can kind of funnel them into certain areas, or stop them from coming from one side of the port over here. Just more things for gangs to do, just to keep people interested in the game instead of logging out. The sixth thing I'd like to see added into the game are better reports. They've already done a pretty good job at this, especially through the straight reports. I'm sure a lot of you have already seen. If you go to the report of the straights, and then you go to the stat comparisons, they have allowed us to now see parts they were using, their heroes, their trinkets, the level of their trinkets, which is a great improvement already. But I would also like to see, how much time did my hero shield stay up? How long did that trinket give me that buff for? Even if it's not like it's just in a report, or even adding it into live where you can actually see the buff on top of your ship saying, okay, you have 3 seconds left to the shield to last, or how much did I know this heals actually do? Because shields and reports don't, shield stats, I should say, don't show in the report. So you don't know exactly how well it's doing. You just kind of have to guess that it's doing well. So I'd like to see a huge improvement there. The next thing I'd like to see added into the game is in the settings area, maybe add a frequently asked questions area. Um, I know myself get asked questions every day, and it might be the same question every day that could instantly be already in the game, and it would be a great thing for Fun Plus to add in for new people. Like what does each stat mean for on your ship? What does attack mean? What does HP mean? I mean, most people already know that, but like the percentages, how does that work on, damage percentage, cutthroat percentage, taking on water percentage, um, how do certain things work in gangs? How can you do this? It's just something that can be easily added in the game to help newcomers, and then also help gang leaderships to not have to answer the same questions over and over again. The eighth thing I'd like to see added into the game is a way to have folks be able to break down ships that they're no longer using. I can't be the only one where I feel like the only ships you can break down are the ones that they just added into the game recently, where you have to build them. If you've been playing for a couple seasons and you have these, say like the Crimson Sentinel or the Fearless Princess, and then you have these new ships that replace those, I feel like people should be able to break them down, at least get a certain amount of materials back. It doesn't have to be 100%. I'm not greedy, but if we can at least get like 75, 50% of those resources back in gold, the planks, the boards, it would help people out more, even especially the free-to-play people that don't have those kind of resources that they can just buy them. I think that would help tremendously, and it also helps people that might have made a mistake, or not even a mistake, where they just didn't get lucky on the gotcha part of getting the heroes, that they might have bought that ship of, say, like offensive strategist, but they never really got lucky to get one of those heroes, but instead they got burning damage heroes, which now they would want like one of the burning damage ships. So they sunk all their resources into this ship, and now they're stuck with it. I think you should be able to de-level it down to 1, get some books back. It's, same with heroes as well. I think heroes should be the same way. You keep adding all these heroes into the game. I feel like you should be able to, heroes that you don't even use anymore, that you've gotten like legendary heroes, I feel like you should be able to de-rank them all the way to level 1, and be able to get some of those resources back as well. Like I said, it doesn't have to be 100%, but just something getting back would be nice to have. The ninth thing I'd like to see added into the game is some kind of alliance system. I think you should be able to have like an alliance tab down here below that you can set alliances instead of just having it into your little gang description. This could solve a lot of issues, such as gang members complaining that they got attacked by allies, because most people might have not read the gang message when they joined. Um, it also allows you to maybe like allow them to have cheaper taxes than your enemy on ports. And then also maybe improve on the chat system where you can have an alliance chat just to keep communications easier, so you don't have to use a third-party program like Discord. It'll just keep things in game, and some people don't use Discord, so things people might miss stuff. It would just be more beneficial for the games. It's a nice quality of life that I don't think anyone's going to complain about. The last and final thing I think that should be added into the game are more departments for your ships. I don't think it's great that I have to remove, and like again, right, as you guys just saw what I just had to do, I forgot to add people back onto the cannon because I just put that back in. I think it's terrible that we have to stow things such as storage, cannons, so we need to when we need to upgrade, or the cooking event comes up and you need more eggs, so you have to add the chicken coop. I don't think we should have to stow things when you have like a level 30 plus ship. I mean, I have to stow this, and then if I want to add construction materials, water cabin, this should not be a thing for someone that has a higher ship. Maybe if you built more things and you don't have the space because you're only maybe like level 10, I get that. But like when you don't see anything from like level 25 to keep adding stuff in, it's just a simple quality of life thing that they could add in. And I'd like to see that added into the game. It would just create a lot less problems and forgetting to add people back into the things when you add them back in like I did. These are the 10 things I think that should be implemented or added into the game, and these are my personal thoughts. I'm curious of what you all think. Please leave a comment below and let me know what you think of my ideas and what you think should be added into the game. And I hope you all have a good rest of the day. Adios.